Hi guys, it's Cindy from Life and Times with Cindy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today we are going to discuss 2024 goals. Now, I am not usually a New Year's resolution girl. But in the last, I would say 5 or 6 years, I've always made a word for the year, and I've started writing down things that I'd like to accomplish, goals that I'd like to set each year. Now, I don't necessarily just like say, okay, I have to do it by the end of this year. It may take me a couple of years for some of those goals to be checked off, but I think it's important, at least from my mindset, to have some type of things that I need to concentrate on. So I have a list of about 12 things that I'd like to accomplish in 2024. If you don't know, I am a Disney addict. I was trying to think, what do I want to mention first? I probably should mention that I am a Disney addict. I love Disney. I've got a few Disney pictures in the background. I have a Disney channel that's separate from my lifestyle channel. But here on my lifestyle channel, you will see a couple of different things, mostly not daily vlogs, but vlogs. I call them events in my life. I am an event vlogger. When I have something that's exciting or that's going on in my life, I will tend to pull out the camera and vlog about that. Day-to-day life, not so much fun. But I mean, it's, part of life. So if you're new, let's see, what should I tell you about myself? Well, I've told you that I'm a Disney addict, vlogger. I just recently came back from a trip to Walt Disney World, the first time in about 6 years. If you've been on my channel for any number of years, you know that about 4 years ago, my husband had a massive stroke. And he's been in recovery mode since then. And so, yeah, a lot of things were not as important as getting him back on his feet and getting his health better. He still has some struggles. You could probably go back and look at some of my videos to hear more about that. But today we're going to discuss my goals for 2024. At the top of my goals for 2024 is this year I turned 60 years old, and I am super excited about my upcoming birthday. I am in the process of planning a weekend of birthday activities, and I cannot wait to share with you, but mostly I cannot wait to celebrate my birthday. I love having birthday parties. I love planning birthday parties. I love planning in general. And I love planning for other people as well. But when it comes to my own, I tend to it's just more difficult to plan something for myself than it is to plan for someone else. So I have enlisted the help of two of my girlfriends, two of my best friends. You've seen both of them here on this channel. My girlfriend Cassandra and my girlfriend Teresa. And so we have been talking through what I'd like to do this year. So at the top of my list is definitely my birthday. I have a few other things going on this year that I'm really truly excited about. My goddaughter, one of my goddaughters, my husband and I have two goddaughters. One of my goddaughters is getting married pretty soon, and it is a destination wedding. And so we're going to be going away for her wedding. But I've been helping her and her mom prepare and help them make decisions about her wedding. Pretty soon we will be doing her bridal shower, which I am super excited about. When she was little, I used to help her mom plan out her birthday parties. I don't think that she remembers that, but I'm super excited and feel very blessed that she asked me to be a part of the planning for her birthday, part of the planning for her wedding. And so that is coming up. And so I won't be sharing her actual wedding, but I'll probably do some travel videos about going maybe even some tips on if you're doing a destination wedding, if somebody's interested in it, because I did coordinate weddings for many years. I don't really do that anymore, but if a family or a friend asks for some help with a party or a wedding or birthdays, I'm always ready to do that. So that is one of the things that I have coming up. My other goddaughter, which you may have seen in previous videos, she will be graduating this year and be officially becoming a doctor. I am super proud of her. And we are going not for her actual graduation because there were not enough tickets, but we are going to celebrate with her for her graduation dinner. So I'm super excited about that as well. I'm trying to think, what else do I have coming up immediately? Almost immediately, within the next couple of weeks, I do have a women's weekend that I am going to, well, a women's workshop. It's a day workshop. And I'm going to be hanging out with some friends that I have not seen in a very long time. There will be several of us, and so I'm super excited about that. And you'll probably see snippets here and there of that particular weekend, but not necessarily like, I won't be vlogging like the whole weekend because I want to be immersed in what's going on at the workshop and not really in my camera, with my camera in my face. I will take, some snippets here and there and share with you guys. So at the top of my list, definitely though, is planning my 60th birthday. And I may even do a video about what some of my plans are for that so that I can share it with you guys. I am so excited about this. I cannot tell you how excited. Can you tell how excited I am about this upcoming birthday? Okay, so next on my list, because I had to write it down, I've got about 12 things, and I knew I was not going to remember. So another plan of mine is, if we can pull it off, I would like to go away on some type of trip with my sister cousins, even if it's just like an overnight trip. We have, there are a group of us cousins that call each other sister cousins, but we also call each other the C unit. My daughters and one of my really close cousins, her daughter, and the daughter and the cousin who's okay, let me try to explain this. So I have a large family, and many of us, the cousins, are very, very close. And our children are close, which, like, that just makes me so happy. Originally, our daughters and two of my cousins and their daughters called themselves the C unit. And then at some point, we started calling the older ones, we started calling ourselves like the original C unit, because we are and have always been very close friends. And so some of us get together on a regular basis and hang out, do family dinners, just have a great time. But it's been a long time since we did any type of trips together. And one year, some of us went on a trip to Chicago together to see The Color Purple. And we had such a great time, and we kept saying we were going to do it again. Life got in the way. It never happened. But lately we have been talking about, if not all of us, maybe the original C unit and my mom, and we can go somewhere and do something together. We tried it one year. It's a whole long story. I won't go into it. Let's just say it didn't work out and we ended up having to come home early. Yes. Second on my list is spend more time in devotion. I have been, as part of our church, we've been doing 21 days of prayer. And before we even started 21 days of prayer, I had started, I guess you could call it like a 31-day fast. I am fasting from carbs and any processed sugars. And I'm telling you guys, I am in day 19, I think, and it is not easy. In between that, I was working on the 21 days for our church. I always set it up. I come up with the scriptures for it. I come up with what we're specifically going to pray for. I also do the social media for it. And so I've been really busy with that. We're now a week away from finishing our 21 days of prayer. Each week we were focused on a different thing that we would give up. This week it's sugar, which is easy right now for me because I was already abstaining from it anyway. I'm not going to say it's been easy. It has definitely been hard. I did not realize how much sugary items I take in. I've always been a kind of salty person, as in I like a lot of things with salt in it. Savory. That's the word I'm looking for. Salty sounds really not good. So savory items. And so, yeah, it's been a struggle. So I've mostly been eating meat and vegetables, salads. I miss cookies and ginger ale. We digress. Anyway, so in the process of doing the 21 days, I realized that I want to spend more time in devotion. Some days I do really, really good with it. I read my scriptures, I study my Bible, and then other days, like, life gets in the way and it goes completely out the window. So my plan is to have a dedicated time, especially once I'm finished with the 21 days of prayer and I don't have as much of the ministry portion of it on my shoulders to work with, and really set aside a time of day each morning where I get up, I read a devotional, I read my Bible, listen to some worship music, give me maybe a cup of tea, and start my day out the right way, at least for me. So that's at the top of my list. Third on my list is, actually that was number 3. Number 4 on my list is work on my physical health. I have been working on my mental health over the last year. Last year I started seeing a therapist. It has really helped. It's at least help me focus on the things that I can handle, the things that I can take care of, and the things that I have to let go. So this year, the goal is to work on my actual physical health. I consider myself a caregiver because of the things that my husband has gone through. And we all know that sometimes we, the caregivers, do not take care of ourselves as well as we take care of the person that we're caring for. And I have found, therapy has helped me a lot with that. I have found that it's one of those things that I struggle with, which is to take care of my own health. And so that is the top of the goals for this year. Number 5. So my word for this year is grace. Not just grace towards others, which is definitely at the top of the list, is to have more grace for those around me, have more grace for the situation and things that people are going through. And honestly, I need to learn to have more grace for myself. I put a lot of pressure on myself to meet certain expectations, and I'm working on meeting the expectations that I know God has for me and His purpose for my life, and not so much on what everyone else expects from me. But I tend to overthink that. And so my goal this year is to give myself more grace. Let's see how I do. Next on my list is do one small thing just for myself quarterly. One of the things that I have really been struggling with is not just mentally taking care of myself, not just physically taking care of myself, but like just doing something for myself. I would say the one thing I learned from my trip to Disney last year was that I do not take care of Cindy as much as I should. And so I've set the goal that quarterly, once a quarter, I am going to do something fun. I don't really have like the complete list of what that's going to look like. I do have a couple of things in my head that I would like to do, but at least quarterly, once a quarter, I'm going to go out in the world and do something fun. More than likely locally, something in my area, because it's not like there's not plenty of stuff to do in my area. And I'd like to do it with friends if at all possible. What I'm struggling with is the little small voice that says, why do you need your friends to do it with you? Why don't you just go do it yourself? And that's the part that I'm going to have to work on, because I'm not good at doing things just by myself. I like to have people with me when I do it. So, but I learned last year by going to Disney with my daughter and spending 2 days at the park by myself that I can do it. And so let's see if I can accomplish that this year. Next on my list is work my business is to work my business a little bit more in 2024. I think I was having a hard time saying that because it kind of rhymes. So if you don't know, I do have a small business. I do wreaths, and I would say the summertime, but mostly around Christmas, the Christmas time and fall is when I sell my most wreaths. And I want to expand on that this year, which this is the funny thing. So I had started to pray about what it is that I want to do with my business. It is a small business, and it's not a like fast growing business, and it's kind of seasonal. And so I was like, okay, Lord, but I need it to be more than just seasonal, or I needed to be more something. I just didn't know what that more something was. And then over the Christmas holidays, my daughter asked me to redo a wreath that she had. And after I did it, I enjoyed it. It wasn't so much that I was creating a brand new design for someone. I do custom wreaths, so that was what I was, really focusing on. But the funny thing is that someone saw the wreath that I had redone, because she did like a before and after. And they contacted her and asked if I could redo their wreath. And I don't know if there's much of a business for it, but it's something I can add to my portfolio for this year. So if you have a wreath, excuse me. So if you have a wreath, especially if you're in the local area, if you have a wreath that you would like redone, give me a call. It just blows my mind. My long-term goal is at some point to do wreath classes, either online or in person. Online would be easier. Individual customers would be easier, but I would love to do a wreath workshop and just, have people come in and I show them how to create their own wreath. So that's on my bucket list of things I'd like to take my business in 2024. Either redoing wreaths, teaching people how to do wreaths, or both. We shall see. Next on my list is up my YouTube game. I have now been on YouTube I want to say 10 years. Oh God. Has it been 10 years? Wow. If it's been 10 years, I'll put the actual amount here. And I actually started my YouTube video after seeing my daughter start her YouTube video and really enjoying it. And I really got serious about it probably around the time that my husband got sick and I was stuck at home a lot. And yeah, I had lofty goals of where it might go. It has not gone there, but I can't say that it hasn't been enjoyable, and I can't say that it hasn't been a blessing. It definitely carried me through COVID because I was at home, and so I would pull out my camera. I would pull out my camera and kind of share what we were going through with you guys. And that's actually how the lifestyle channel started, because I felt like I needed to like separate some of the trauma of what we were going through from my Disney channel. It just didn't feel right for it to be on my Disney channel. I used to like do like monthly updates as to what was going on in my life. So my goal for this year is to continue to grow my lifestyle channel, but also to try and maintain my Disney channel, because when you are a Disney YouTuber, but you don't really go to Disney on a regular basis, it's kind of hard to keep up with that. And so I don't know for sure when I'm going again, but I'm hoping to go back next year. At least for a little while, maybe not even a long trip, maybe like a 3 or 4 day trip, which would be amazing for me because I've never done just a 3 or 4 day trip to Disney. So it would be a challenge, but I think I could do it. But yeah, my goal is to maintain my Disney YouTube channel and to try and improve on my lifestyle channel, because I feel like the content that I do here, it's not that it's easier to do, but there's more opportunity for me to share things with you guys on my lifestyle channel than it is on my Disney channel, because I don't go to Disney every year. So next on the list is completely declutter one room in my house, like from top to bottom, like go through everything, get rid of stuff, sell some things, just clear the cobwebs, literally and figuratively, from one room in my house. When I try to do more than that, I get overwhelmed and I don't accomplish anything. And so that is my goal for this year. I haven't decided which room for sure yet. And you probably won't see that process. You might see it after it's done. But yeah, that's my goal. And part of me doing this fast this year was to make goals for myself, stick to them, and finish them. And so my goal is to start on one of my rooms and finish it completely, redo it completely over before the end of this year. Next on my list is do something fun at Christmas time. I would say this past Christmas was not my favorite Christmas ever, for a lot of personal reasons. Our family wasn't all together, and it was just a really hard Christmas for me. And so after going through Christmas and kind of feeling as if it just wasn't as joyful, and I don't know, maybe I was focused on the wrong things, but this year I want to go at least 2 or 3 different places and like try to recapture that spirit of Christmas that I love about Christmas, but I felt like was not there last year. I don't know if that means going to see a Christmas parade or going to see a tree lighting or going to see the Christmas lights. I'm not really sure yet what that's going to look like, but that is to go to like focus less on how I want Christmas to be, and just enjoy Christmas. That's the plan. Next on my list is start saving for my next Disney trip. I don't think will have been done by the time you guys see this particular video, because I'm actually going to do this video in real time so that it is ahead of the game as I go through the year. But one of my goals on my Disney channel is to do a video about how I budgeted and went on a Disney trip. Now, granted, I had a lot of help, which you'll see in that video, but yeah, I had someone ask me, like, what do you do? Disney trips are starting to be so expensive, to the point where it's kind of ridiculous. But there are ways that you can enjoy Disney and not break the bank. You just have to be creative about it. So I plan to do a video about that. But in the process of that, I'm also planning for my next trip, which I hope will be in 2025. Haven't decided what time of the year I'm going to go yet. I haven't decided, like, if I want it to be like another girls' weekend, or if I just want it to be, honestly, just me and my husband. We have never gone into the parks with just him and I. Now, there are logistics that I have to work out as far as that is concerned if him and I were to go. And so, yeah, haven't figured that out yet. But the goal is to at least start saving for that after I pay for my birthday weekend. Next on my list is, and this is the last one, spend more one-on-one quality time with my children, if they let me. So I have 3 children. I have a son and 2 daughters, and they all have their own lives. They all have busy lives. They all work very hard, and I just feel like this year I'd like to spend more one-on-one time, even if it's just like one occasion where I just go and do something, spend some time with each of them individually. Without going into a lot of details, it's just there have been some changes in our life in the last year, and some of it hasn't been good. But I love my children, and I hope they know I love them. And I just feel that it's really important that I spend some quality one-on-one time with them individually. I got to do that a little bit with my oldest daughter when we went to Orlando. But we were busy all over the place. And she, like I said, they're all 3 of them are busy people. And so it's just a matter of setting some time, maybe even near their birthdays, although their birthdays are all pretty close to each other. So maybe I need to spread it out a little bit more. But yeah, those are my goals for 2024. I have a few other things that I'd like to do. I definitely have things on my calendar that are coming up, ministry related, personally related, family related. And so I'm excited about 2024. I'm always amazed that I make it through another year, because without a doubt, there's always something that happens or goes on. And then when you're in the middle of it, you think, okay, how am I going to make it through this? But I'm positive. I'm trying to be positive about this year. And I'm trusting God to take care of some things for me and bless some people. I already see the blessings coming down for my youngest daughter who had worked at one company for 20 years and is now working a new job, and I think she's really excited about it. It's a big step up for her. I'm happy for her. I'm sad because she's not near me anymore, but it was a good move for her. And so I am trusting and believing that for all of my children. My oldest daughter is going on a big trip for her 40th birthday. And so I'm excited for her. Wish I was going on a trip like that. Maybe one day, hopefully one day. And so I am optimistic about 2024, that it will be a good year for my family, but especially a good year for me. And so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, it's a little different, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's a new year. It's okay to dream. It's okay to set goals. And if you check off the boxes, that's fine. If you don't, roll it over into another year. And even if you roll it into another year and it doesn't work, never stop dreaming. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? And if you'd like to know when the next video will come out, all you have to do is hit that little notification bell below. So until I see you next time, guys, have a blessed day. Bye.